Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. On today's video I have this Audi A3. This is a 2015 TDI 2-liter automatic. This is a hatchback, sportsback. I'm going to show you how to check the coolant level and the percentage of antifreeze as we go into winter. It's just important to make sure you have the correct antifreeze in your car, because if we go into minus temperatures, then that needs to be in good order. And also we're going to top up some screen wash fluid, which I've already done. And the screen wash fluid is probably easier to show you. It goes into here. I've already topped it up. So this fluid cleans your windscreen when you're driving, usually on motorways or days that are snowing or whatever. Not sure we're gonna get snow this year or not, but global warming and all of that, so we might not. However, rain and other things can also make your windscreen dirty. And also if we get temperatures of -1, if you haven't got the proper liquid there, it will freeze and it won't come out. So make sure you have the proper fluid. This is the one I use, up to -20. So this is concentrated. I normally mix it myself and pour it in there. You can buy the ready mixed fluid and just pour it in without having to mix it. But obviously I'm doing lots of cars all the time, so I mix this all the time and make sure I fill them up. Like I said, if you put fair liquid or just water, that they don't have the proper additives or consistency to resist freezing conditions. So then either you damage the system, because it can actually damage if the water freezes in there, or it just won't come out when you need it. So having said all of that, let's move on to the antifreeze or the coolant in the vehicle. In this particular car, the coolant will be in here. If you open this cap, we'll be able to check the percentage. Another thing is, if your car has been running a lot, that will be very hot, so be careful when opening this cap. In this case, this car hasn't been running a lot, just a little bit. I warmed it up a bit. So it's safe to open the cap. Otherwise, if it's very hot, just take your time opening the cap so the pressure is released. And now let's have a look at the manual and what it says about the coolant. So it says checking coolant level. Park your vehicle on the level surface, switch off the engine, read off the coolant level on the coolant expansion tank, figure 246, so this figure here. And the coolant level should be between the marks. When the engine is warm, it might be slightly above the top mark. And then topping up the coolant if it happens to be less than below the minimum. The coolant additives that you can use are stated here. So G12 or G13, that's the specification there. And it says here, only if the above grades are not available, use G12. So best use G13. That is also rating on the actual expansion tank. And another thing is, depending on the country where you live, this will be basically the frost protection, or the temperatures will have to reach either -25 or -40 for that coolant to freeze. So if you don't have the adequate percentage protection, then that can freeze and then cause damage to your engine. So that's why it's important to have the correct percentage. So I use this little gadget here made by Worth. and it measures the percentage of antifreeze, or how much antifreeze is in it and how much it will withstand. So if I fill that up, it more or less shows me there. And this particular one is just about settling at -25. So hopefully we're not gonna see -25 here in London this year. Probably not. But as you can see, it's actually settling even below that, maybe up to -29 there, nearly -30. So I'm pretty happy with that. Also, this gadget lets you see the color of the fluid. As you could see in this little window here, it was pretty much pink or that kind of orangey color. It was clear and clean. So that's the other thing you can see here. It didn't have any contaminants such as oil or anything like that. And last but not least, as the manual says, you want the coolant to be so when the engine is cold, they tell you it should be around where this one is, in between the minimum and the maximum. And then they say if it's warm, the coolant might be above the max here, so it could be up to here. So nothing to worry about. It's just that when you run the engine, it gets hot, pressure builds up, so this goes up a bit. If you were below the minimum, so this is the minimum here line, if your coolant was down here or even at the minimum, check it when it's cold and top it up as necessary to maybe be in between the two, with G13 as it's written there, G13. So having said all of that, I hope this video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. And this cap, you should close it all the way until it sort of clicks like so. So thank you for watching.